What up, people? Welcome to After Hours Investing. We are your hosts, Michael and
Chris.
Hell yeah, people. We're going to get right started here on Exxon Mobil because, motherfucking Putin is on some hydrogen shit now. So basically, Russia really believes in the future of hydrogen as a energy source, and it just so happens that oil can be used to produce hydrogen, and Russia happens to be, one of the leading people in oil. They've got the people, they've got the energy. The only thing that really could stop them is the money. Honestly, just the money, because they're right now they are in a war, and that war has been pushing oil up. But at the same time, they've been spending a lot of money, trying to fuck on Ukraine unsuccessfully. And I'm really hoping that if Putin really wants to focus on hydrogen, which could actually in this second coming decade or two, could push him ahead. Actually, Russia as a major player in energy. China invested in solar energy, and that's going to come through in clutch, because America is actually really behind on solar energy, and that's probably why Elon, being a smart lad that he is really focusing on making electric cars, providing solar panels. Even though I've heard some bad things about the Tesla solar panels that I've not really done a lot of research on, so I just wanted to mention that. Oil, ExxonMobil in particular, because they are a monopoly that's never going to get busted because our government doesn't give a shit. We could see this go to extreme highs, and if oil becomes more valuable to Russia because they're trying to invest in this new hydrogen energy, we could see that reflected with higher gas again, unfortunately. But if we're ahead of the curve here, we can really invest in this, and at least if you're rich, you don't really care if gas is high, right? So that's what's going on. If the only real issue that Russia has, again, I just want to reiterate, is money, because the technology is not there. Hydrogen is very expensive to produce right now. So if Russia, and Putin in particular, is really trying to push for hydrogen as a new energy source, he's really got to figure out the technology to produce it cheaply. But he seems extremely determined. He's like really going out bragging about how he's going to lead the world in hydrogen. And like I said, like, he has all the means to do it. If anything, Russia's in the best position to make this kind of pivot. So that's something to look out for in this next decade or two. Obviously, that's an extremely long-term play, but at the same time, you don't want to miss it if it's as big as it's going to be. When a whole country puts its mind on something, you can increase the odds on that success. Looking at SPY today, we've been following this pattern of gap downs. I'm on the 3-minute. Nice. So just today, same thing. We opened up with a gap down, and like Chris told us with Nordstrom, a gap needs to be filled. It's empty space. It's a void. It sucks everything in, and it fills up. And we saw it today. Gaps down, and it fills up on the upward. So if you really focus on stuff like this, you can be putting calls in, especially since we've seen currently that we're in a bull market. So if the SPY gaps down and we're in a bull market, the odds are very, very likely that gaps to the upside is going to be filled. We saw it yesterday too. We had a gap down for the CPI inflation numbers, and that got exponentially filled up to the point where they filled our 3-minute gap from a week ago, actually. And like I said, gap down here, filled up, and over here, gapped up, and it filled back up on the downside. So we've been having this trend. This is the only gap that didn't get immediately filled. This was our 3-minute gap, and like I said, it got filled up right here. So we can go ahead and get rid of these lines now, since that empty space has been taken care of. But this is something to keep in mind. I'm going to put a line right here, though, since that's a new line of support we have, or resistance, pardon me, that we have, against that we need to break if we're going to fill up this day gap that we got here. Let me pull this down. Our upside gap right here. So things are looking great. It seems like we're in a bull market. Interest has been going up, but stocks keep flying. The inflation rate missed the forecast, but stocks are still flying. So it's pretty clear that investor sentiment is very confident this year. And you know what? If you think about it, we had like a whole red year last year. I'm pretty sure the year before that was a red year too. So it looks like that investors are really putting in the money to give us a green year for 2024. So that's something to look out for. DXY, the dollar's gone up, which is, it's nice to see the dollar going up and SPY, beating that, because usually when the dollar is more expensive, you can buy more with $1, which means, you're actually buying less of something in the grand scheme of things because you can afford more of it. Well, you're buying more of it, but, it's cheaper because your money's more valuable. You'll see these stocks usually drop, and that's not the case. So this is something really nice to see. VIX, still continuing its volatility. It's usually running inverse to SPY 80% of the time. So SPY went up today, VIX went down. Nothing new here. Chris, you wanted to talk about Lyft?
Yeah, so Lyft seems like it went up today. It went up pretty aggressively to 6%, and it appears that we're gonna feel that gap pretty soon. I am still confident in those monthly calls. I think you're still even early. I think we just barely touched this gap today, and you have potential to go long here. 2 maybe 3 months out would be on the safe side, but I do think that this is a play that you should exploit. It is a play that will bear its fruits. And Yeah, I'm liking what I'm seeing on Lyft today. If we take a look over at Tesla, Tesla
Oops.
went up today. Tesla, well, it went up aggressively today. It's almost at the 200 MA. Um, we might potentially reject off that 200 MA possibly tomorrow, but if we do go with the flow of the market, we might just leg up on the 200 MA and then enter a bull market on Tesla. Though I do want to reiterate that we are in a overbought territory. We have been here for a while now, and I would say that Tesla is pretty overvalued right now. I do think we're gonna hit new lows eventually. I just don't know if it's gonna take a couple months, because we do have that downside gap, and if we enter a new bearish cycle, we could potentially fill that gap to the downside. So if you want to get puts here, I'd go long dated. And then you could ride the gravy train down once this subsides and the hype is usually gone. As Michael said, Tesla workers are unionizing, so I'd be wary of that. If they're successful on that front, that will lead that will lead to Tesla selling off a bit, just because I mean, it's a world we live in,
Bad publicity, and they are going to have to spend more money on their workers if they unionize, because I figure I don't figure, I know that they're unionizing for more pay. So that's going to affect Tesla's earnings. Something to keep in mind before this April quarter comes up.
Yeah. And if we take a look over at meme stocks today, meme stocks did really well today with this upside move. AMC, BBY stayed pretty flat today, but I think BBY is a delayer as it usually is. Maybe we will get a pop on BBY, possibly this week if we keep going up. But it's like a delayed keg. It explodes once no one's looking. Nordstrom went up today, and GME went up today. I do want to take a look at Wish today. Wish was on my radar. Wall Street bets are hyping this stock up. They have been talking about this stock for a while now. They said that this stock was going to go to $60, and now it's at 94 cents. I do think we are in a potential. We could get another green day in our midst. I think it will it will take these 2 trading days, possibly. But we are edging up to overbought territory, so I'd be wary. If we can continue this green trend, I do think all meme stocks will go green, and we will have another short squeeze on these meme stocks.
What do you think
Um,
about Wish, man? Are you confident in it? Because Wall Street Bets have been preaching this for a minute, and they've it just now paid off.
I think with this volatility, even today, it just showed strength on Wish because we did end up going down on the SPY today, even going to 410, and then we shot up to 414 by the end of the day. So if we can get that same movement by tomorrow, I do think Wish has the possibility of following that. Um, if we're gonna go in terms of 26%, I don't think we'll see another 26% move possibly this week. We might see another 10% move, realistically, but I am keeping this on my watch list. And Bitcoin today, a lot of people on Twitter were saying that Bitcoin had a head and shoulders, and basically what that means is we have the little shoulder on the left and the head on the very top, and usually when that happens, we slope down and create the other shoulder, which just means we just go into bearish territory and go back down to 15K. But today, uh, Bitcoin invalidated that move. It invalidated that hard, and we are looking like we're gonna go to 25K, and 25K is my position that I think we will be bullish, and we could possibly see substantial gains um, from 25K and beyond. But yeah, just it moves with the flow of the market. I am impressed by Bitcoin's move today. Michael, do you want to cover anything?
Talking about Coinbase, as you've seen, Bitcoin goes up, which means all the exchanges usually go up because, people buy Bitcoin off the exchanges. Coinbase, is, one of the top three, maybe top five leading, exchanges. I'm fairly confident they're top three. I know Binance is at the very top. So that's something also. The only thing I don't really like about Binance, and it's just personal preference, is that they're not on the Ethereum network. They're on the Bitcoin network, which, has some drawbacks that I won't get into detail now, but if you want to look it up, basically, it's on a proof of work, which is not a very good system long term, whereas Ethereum is on proof of stake, and it can't really be like taken over. But like I said, it's a lot to talk about, so that's some research you're going to have to do on your own. So Coinbase going up despite, my personal fear of the government cracking down. They seem fairly confident, but it only really matters if the investors are confident because Coinbase can't really, make big movements on themselves. That's insider trading. So it's really up to the investors what they think. And it looks like right now they're fairly confident in Coinbase, but also Bitcoin did shoot up, so we can't really tell for sure if it's the investors or the mass volume of coins being bought up. And as we see, when Bitcoin goes up, so does Ethereum, and when Ethereum goes up, so does my baby Ethereum Classic. And I always say it: if you're gonna buy Ethereum, you might as well buy Ethereum Classic because you can buy more shares, quote unquote shares, even though it's not a share. We just keep the terminology simple. You can buy more shares of Ethereum Classic, which means you're having a higher, greater move. Because let's say you buy three, shares, like 22, you put in $66 into Ethereum Classic. Even if this goes up 2%, your money goes up 6%. Whereas in Ethereum, if you buy 1,600 Ethereum and it goes up 5%, you're only upping your money 5%. So Ethereum Classic, you can buy way more, get more profit. There's no reason for you not to. 90% of the time it follows Ethereum, and sometimes it busts way past Ethereum. And even if it doesn't, since you have more shares of Ethereum Classic, you always outbeat the Ethereum buyers. So I really don't see any point of buying Ethereum when you can buy Ethereum Classic. This is not financial advice, but I've been on Ethereum Classic for 2 years now, and it's not really let me down. It has consistently made me more money than I deserve. So keep an eye out. If you're a fan of crypto like I am, if you really believe crypto is the future, Ethereum Classic is something you should support. You have any concluding thoughts, my friend?
No, I'm liking what I'm seeing. I think we are going for that gap fill in the SPY, and that will lead all other stocks to go up most likely. Um, if we do get a slowdown on meme stocks, I was expecting movement up yesterday, but we did get that today. Tomorrow we might see a slowdown on meme stocks, or we might just go another leg up on meme stocks. But I'm liking what I'm seeing. I think we're still bullish. Yeah, we'll see what we get by the end of this week.
Thank you guys so much for watching. We're your After Hours investors. If you liked what you heard, please hit that like button because we want to spread the word, get more people, build a community, because then we can have a nice influx of comments, people criticizing, people supporting, and we can start getting that Socratic seminar going because I'm limited to my perception. You're limited to your perception. If we have a discussion, we can reach a new perception that we could have never found on our own. So please support the channel, support yourselves. We're a society of individuals, and what's best for the individual is what's best for society. Thank you guys for watching, and have a great day.
Oh yeah.